is going to be Tanner. It's your hair, I can't help it. Tanner, 3 plus negative 8 is what? Negative 5, excellent. Now again, any way you want to do that, 3 plus negative 8, I do this 3 minus 8, whatever works best in your head. All right, Luke, 18 minus negative 4.
22.
22. I'm going to put an in-between step here. Yeah, it's positive 22, that's correct. What I'm just going to do, I'm going to put an in-between step here, because if you do minus negative is like a plus, right? So it's 18 plus 4, which is just 22. Now, do you need to show that middle step? No, you don't. If you need it, do it. All right, Julia, what are your brother? Okay. First step for this one. Now, this is, you can do it on your head if you want to. I'd probably do it first step. What might be a good thing to try first? Well, did you get an answer? Go ahead and do that answer.
I don't think it's right.
Okay, go ahead. What'd you get?
Wait, my answer?
Yeah.
Negative 14.
Negative 14 is correct. Let's go through how she got that, I hope. Let's go through how you got that, I hope. I'm going to get rid of all the brackets. What's this? How can I rewrite plus negative 8? How can I rewrite that? What's that just the same as? Yeah.
Just minus 8.
Minus 8. So I'll write that as negative 13 minus 8. What is negative 7? Ugh. Plus 7. And 13 minus 8 should be negative 21, and then plus 7 should be negative 14. Okay. Now, if you can do that in your head in one step, wonderful. Okay, right? If you need to count your fingers and toes, that's okay too. I'd probably do that middle step to help yourself out. If you don't need to, wonderful, but probably most people need to do something like that middle step there. Are you feeling somewhat okay about the world? I'm going to pause it for a second. And I apologize. I tell more integers, please. All right, next slide is multiplying, dividing integers. Okay, there's a whole bunch of rules you can use, but I'm going to say remember that a negative means opposite. So if you multiply by a negative, just flip the signs. People have all sorts of rules. A positive times a positive is a positive, a positive times a negative is a negative, a negative times a positive is a negative, and a negative times a negative is a positive. That is true. Okay, what's going to happen is when you get to higher math, you may be multiplying 3 or 4 or 18 things together, and it's not just a simple matter of 2 things. Okay, so I just want you to remember negative means opposite. So let's try. I'll give you guys a second to scroll that down. I apologize, it's a typical note. Therell be a little definition or terminology at the front and examples. That's sort of how my notes go all the same. Through the entire year, it's going to be that one. Okay, example 2 says, okay, I'm going to actually just take a little breather here. What does that little dot mean? Anyone seen that before? Yeah, Chris?
It means multiply.
This is actually multiply. This also means the same thing as this. I could also write this as. I could also write this as. probably the first two ones I'll use the most often. Why is a math teacher's the last one sort of difficult? Why do I not like the last version? I don't know, Matt?
Algebra.
Yeah, that little x is at an extra times. It's hard to say, right? So I will very, very rarely, in fact, never use this version, but they all mean the same thing. All right? Okay, so -3 times -2. Oh, golly. The heaven is -3 times -2. I'll keep going along the row if you don't mind. Bailey, -3 times -2. Okay, it's okay. Let's forget about the integers right now. Let's start easy. What's 3 times 2? 6. Now, the difficulty is this is going to be positive or negative. It is going to be positive. Now, the reason for that is, remember we said a negative flips the signs. So you start with a -2, then this negative is going to flip it to a positive. Okay, so the negative switches the signs to be to +6. We'll do lots of these today to get these down here. Are we feeling somewhat okay with that concept? Yes? Oh, I see some blank looks. You guys have 2 weeks off. You should be like ready to learn today, aren't you? No, 2 weeks, like, you should be. So you have 2 weeks off. I'm ready to learn anyway. Letter B. Okay, let's go for a more difficult one here. Yeah.
Would we have to write the positive?
No, 6 is okay. I can't think of the right word. I just want to show it there just to be clear for everyone, right? To be very, very clear if it's positive or negative. Letter B is going to go. Four times -3 times 2. Okay, the way I do these questions for a lot, I do the numbers first and then I do the sign. Let's start with the numbers. What's 4 times 3 times 2? I heard somebody whisper 24. 24 is correct. Will it be positive or negative? Sorry, or somebody whisper it? Why is it negative for you? John, why is that negative?
When you multiply positive and negative, which I did first,
Yeah.
it's a negative.
Yeah. All right, so if you take a look, let's just do left to right. Positive 4 times -3 is -12. Then times another positive 2, it doesn't flip the sign, so it stays a negative. Right, so positive times a negative is a negative, and times another positive is still negative.
Does it ever flip back?
It would be, if I were to do this as, right, because this would be positive times a negative is a negative, times another negative would be positive 24. All right, heads on the desk. Let's pause this first. Let's stop this, in fact. Then I'll put our heads on our desks.